Thank you so much. Massive round of applause for Jorge! Give it up! Excellent, fantastic. Everyone's standing around like they're looking for a bus. Or you're waiting to get a taxi or an Uber. Or you're not staying. Grab a seat, sit down, feel comfortable. Right now, they're not charging for you to grab a seat. We're not charging you anything at all. So get yourself nice and comfortable and we'll start the thing going. My name's davecrane. It's good to see you. Good evening, everybody. Good evening! Oh, come on, let's do this properly. It's a long night, and at 12 o'clock I turn into a pumpkin. Good evening, everybody. Good evening! Good evening! Fantastic. Welcome to this wonderful event. As I mentioned, my name is davecrane. I've got an opportunity to share some stuff with you. Now, the first thing is, as you can probably see, the name is davecrane, not David Crane. Big difference. On the posters, it says David. In real life, it's Dave. David Crane was the guy that wrote the TV show Friends. So if you Google David Crane, I'm not on it. If you Google Dave Crane, duh, yeah, it's me. So with that, I'd like to share with you some ideas. I want to give you a free gift. Does anybody want a free gift tonight? Anybody not want a free gift? Anybody just not bothered? Oh, I'm loaded, I've got loads of money, I don't care. Well, this is for you anyway. I'd like to share with you a couple of things. And we're getting a little bit of feedback and all the staff have gone. Fantastic. I think I've got a square about here where I can stand without the feedback, which is kind of all right. Or it's going to have to be. So my name is Dave Crane. I want to share with you a couple of things. First of all, I have a membership team called the Game Changers. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Game Changers, but we have some Game Changers with us in here tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause, Game Changers! There you go. Very enthusiastic. Now, if you're in the business of doing something very special and you want to be connected to a community that are doing stuff all around the world, that's what the Game Changers is. So if anybody's experienced a pandemic recently and wasn't sure what to do, the Game Changers are there to help you to work out the next stages. So let me tell you a little bit about that as we move on. The next thing is, I want to introduce to you what the Game Changers done. Just watch this video. If you're a decision maker looking for a community of high achievers who will lift you to greater success, join the Game Changers. Every business owner knows learning curves are tough. Growing on your own runs a risk of running out of time, energy, or money. And without the experience, help, or advice of experts you can trust, everything can take twice as long, cost twice as much, and crash long before you're able to turn a profit. My name's Dave Crane. Google me. I've worked on some of the world's biggest stages, hosted events for the world's most famous brands, and trained CEOs, politicians, and celebrities to be able to speak on stage. And the one thing I noticed amongst all these different events is there's no sense of community. And that's why we created the Game Changers. Imagine a global community of connected, successful decision makers, high achievers, and thought leaders who are committed to caring about helping you. Our community motivates, inspires, educates, and takes you and your business up to a whole new level every single day. We help you grow your brand, speak on international stages, and be seen as an expert by the rest of your industry. Imagine that feeling of happiness and achievements you enjoy every day because you know that the Game Changers has become your own personal brain trust and board of directors. You become an industry icon. Here's what you do next. Go to www.speakonstage.com and join the Game Changers. Together, let's build your legacy. Welcome to the Game Changers. So that's who we are and that's what we do. This is a very quick synopsis of the areas that we improve for you. We're all about getting you onto stages all around the world, growing your brand, positioning you as the very best in what you do. So if you're launching a business, then you need to know that your ability to speak on stage and be represented and recognized is worth about another 50% of your net worth. And that doesn't come from me, that comes from Warren Buffett. Google it. So here's our game plan. This is how we do it. We take you from understanding that you need to be the best in your industry, like a Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk or Steve Jobs, and we get you on that journey to do it. Now, how do we do it? Well, we work on 4 basic areas. Your personal brand, your ability to speak and communicate. That includes your social media as well. We work on your mindset and your ability to make more money than you would have made before, with lots of multiple streams until you become an industry icon. Now, to give you the opportunity to do this, I'd like to share with you this QR code. If you'd like to take a copy of this and go to the website, I've got a book waiting for you. I did promise that was a digital gift. All you've got to do, I'll just stand to one side so you can get a copy of that. Just go along, register, and I'll show you exactly what you get in a few moments' time. So that's a QR code. I will show you it again very briefly at the end of today's presentation if you haven't already got it. I'm trying to hide now so you don't get my face in front of the QR code, but you should be able to capture it there. Okay, so next up, this is what you get. This book gives you 10 killer secrets guaranteed to boost and fast track your career success. And it's especially perfect if you're running your own business and wondering how to really launch yourself. So I'm going to share with you a couple of different things now. I'll give you 3 of the questions to show you exactly how they work. First one is this. In fact, I'll give you all the questions. If you've come across this before, then all these are the questions we cover in this free book, which you can download and start using straight away. Everything from Imposter Syndrome, which we'll talk about, and speaking and branding, to also, if you're in a job and you're wondering how to get yourself in social media without the boss telling you not to make yourself famous, how to get stuff on LinkedIn that goes viral, and also how to get your mindset going when you go on stage and you've spent half an hour trying to get your PowerPoint to work, and then everywhere you walk, the feedback kills your speaker. I mean, you look across and sometimes you see gentlemen like these guys over here still talking. How you doing, fella? Excellent. Shh. Thank you so much. Love the way you do your hair. Right, so with this, I'm going to share with you Imposter Syndrome. Anybody ever felt Imposter Syndrome? Anybody ever felt worried about who they are and people might be saying you're not good enough? Sometimes there's a voice in your own head. It's a big challenge. Anybody ever felt embarrassed about putting their hand up when somebody asks them about Imposter Syndrome? Yeah, there's a room full of people right now feeling that way. Let me explain to you, if you don't know what Imposter Syndrome is, exactly what it is. It's that idea that you want to be big, but somehow you don't feel you can be. There's a part of your mind that tells you you'll never do it. You make a fool of yourself. You're going to make yourself look ridiculous. And it's perfectly natural. Because the big challenge is, when we're born, we could be born to any of these 10 different things. Your color, your race, your nationality, your location, your religious beliefs, all these are random. But what you choose to do next with it is your choice. Because everybody gets different cards that they're dealt. What you do next is the big challenge. So here's what I share with people. Start thinking about being a punk. Now that sounds terrible. You're thinking, what, big spiky hair? Yeah, if it works. The idea is to do something that the market's never experienced before. And that positions you as an industry expert because people can't take their eyes off you. So there's 3 areas here. Doing what you love, then also what they can't ignore that you're doing. They can't take your eyes off you. And then also what they hate. In the center is you being a punk. Now forget the word punk, but think about being an expert, think about being an influencer, think about being somebody that everybody follows, and you're on the right track with this. So with that, we're going to throw a few questions at you. If you want to get over the imposter syndrome that everybody challenges, find the very best version of you. That version of you might be the one that goes to work. It might be the one that writes out all the coding. It might be the one that when you're standing with your family or you're going to close a deal, you suddenly feel fantastic. Now that version of you might go to the gym, but it's a different version of you that normally feels embarrassed about making choices. Here's the thing, it's still you. So when you have those challenges and you're thinking, I'm not good enough, swap you for that version of you that doesn't care. And if you do that often enough, imposter syndrome disappears. It's all in this book. You can read more about how to do it. Next question is this. public speaking. How many people have a fear of public speaking and don't like it? You don't care. Fantastic, good man. I can tell because you're talking now, which is good. So anybody have a fear of public, anybody love public speaking? Look at that, that's a bigger average than most. How many people don't care about anything I say? You're just going to stare at me and go, is that his own hair? He's put on weight during the pandemic, whatever. But public speaking is probably the best way that you can get an audience to be interested in your brand for zero. It gets you speaking on stages all across the globe. And something like 90% of people have a massive fear of public speaking. In fact, they're more scared of speaking on a stage than dying. So if you went to a funeral, more people would prefer to be inside the box than talking about the person inside the box. So how do you get your head around public speaking and be more effective? Very simple. My phrase is, jump and grow wings on the way down. Get trained by somebody who knows it and then just do it. Go out, talk to people. Will you get everything the way you want it to be? No, not necessarily, but the more you do it, the bigger it becomes and the easier it is for you to follow. All the answers are in this book, and I'll show you the QR code again that you can download it for free. And one more question I'll share with you about brand building, how to build your brand. Many people can't do it because they're scared of what to do, they're scared of what people will say about them on social media, or they're not sure what to post. We share all that. It's very simple. All you do is start collecting visuals of your success. Visuals are important because if people glance on Instagram or TikTok and they see that you're doing something with somebody famous or doing something that puts you and positions you and your brand somewhere special, they start to believe it and they start to follow you and they start to connect with you and your net worth goes up. You get a big enough net worth or you get a big enough following on your personal brand and you can launch anything and there's an audience waiting to connect with you. Now, I've gone through this very quickly because we've got a lot of speakers to get through this evening, and I just wanted to introduce the concept of the game changers and also give you access to this free downloadable book. So, how do you get motivated every day when you have a terrible day sometimes and you're challenged? Well, the way that we do it is very simple. As I mentioned earlier, you join the Game Changers. This group are a global group. We're now relatively small, but we're going up to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 members. And it's an opportunity for you to get in relatively early and also connect. So whenever you travel or you've got a challenge, we've got decision makers. Some of them multi-millionaires, some of them are startups, but everybody's there to do one thing, support everybody else. Teach them how to brand, teach them how to speak, teach them how to be connected, so you can go online and somebody somewhere will help you if we ever face a pandemic or you've got challenges in your job or your business, your personal life or your career. That's what we do. So once again, here's the QR code. For anybody who missed it first time round, once you've got it, you can download the full book that covers all the details about the 10 ways strategically to get over the biggest challenges that you have in your career. And then from there, we'll be able to connect with you. My name's Dave Crane. You've been an amazing audience. Give yourselves a massive round of applause! Brilliant. And now we've got a busy night for what's left of it anyway, and I'll pass you back to Uncle George.